fools! You mustn't open the book! You mustn't read from the book! Oh, wait. You haven't read from the Book of the Dead? Because... Oh, yeah. Wargaming hasn't put the Monster Mash off in just yet. Sorry. A little early. But yes, this Tuesday should be the beginnings of the Monster Mash op, where you will be able, for free, to get several of the monster tanks. And the top for this one is the Pharaoh's Fury. And there's a caveat. If you are a Cold War main, absolutely get this tank for free. I said it last year when I reviewed this tank. This year, if you didn't have the gold then, you don't have the gold now. Now you can get it for free. This will be the one. This is the tank at the very end of the op. It is the top. Now, of course, if there's other tanks in this limited list, a limited list because Wargame was like, we have so many tanks now that we have to start selecting them for the operation. You can't just have them all available. So this is the very top, and I do say this because if you can only choose one. So if you choose any tank at any time, once you've unlocked it and you choose it, you're done. You don't restart, you cannot collect any more points to unlock any more tanks until next year. So I strongly recommend that if you are a Cold War main player or you play a lot of Cold War, to get the Pharaoh's Fury. It is one of the best Era 2 mediums. It is one of my favorite tanks. It is such a capable tank. Well, yes, it does have its Russian, influence of lack of gun suppression. It is, however, an upgraded T-54 from the based on the Ramses II Egyptian tank. It has great mobility out of the box, wonderful frontal armor, and mobility. Oh, and sorry, the boom snout is 105 millimeters. So, yeah, it's an Air 2 and 105, which means it's really good. Does have a little bit of that Soviet derp, but it's not that bad. Mainly because it's countered by being one of the British L7 105, so it's decently accurate. You can take this tank in any direction you want. You want to go for all speed, go for all speed and run around the map. You want to make it accurate as heck, go for it. You will still have the speed to move. You'll have the armor to actually hold the position. If you want to make this smash and blast, because there are light mediums and there are light tanks that can take you can take a hell of a lot of their health off with this tank. You can. I love this tank, and it's a must-have. And the fact that you could get it for free by just putting a little effort is wonderful. This is, again, it's such a versatile thing, and you don't necessarily get that a lot in Cold War. A lot of tanks, like, you kind of like, they do two things really well or one thing really well. The Pharaoh's Fury, and I hope someday the unskinned version comes in this, and maybe it'll be Era 3, maybe it won't be, because technically the upgrades in this went into production in 2005, but again, this is an upgraded T-54, T-55, so it's kind of like, yeah, we'll see. I mean, we have the Dragula, and that is a heavily upgraded T-55, so. But, no. I know what you're thinking. Oh, it has, when I talk about armor, like, are you sure? If you've played the TR-580 and TR-85, you know what I mean. Those have 200 millimeter upper plates. The Pharaoh's Fury, I think, is 230, thereabouts, but yeah. If you look at the block, 2,240. You can block a lot of damage with just a slight angles, especially when they auto lock. It's almost a guarantee bounce from the front. Again, from the front, sides and rear. ATGMs, yeah, you can bounce them. That's what I mean. This tank you can do so much because it's such a cable length. Again, and now upon reflection, like, yeah, you kind of feel that Era 3 sort of S type tank, but it's also got some weak points which make it perfect for Era 2. I mean, you can't, if you play, I will say this though. I don't have any of the Awaken Mode feature yet because they probably look at the old review. I'm pretty sure I have it. In the Awaken Mode, it basically shoots it shoots standard rounds, and then it has Scarab Beetles that are they're the flames, or they are the flamethrowers, because that was with the new hotness Wargaming brought out. That's the new feature, was the flamethrowers. So Scarab Beetles, it's a separate round, and they're okay. You do kind of keep your speed, and that's great for moving around, but it's not overpowered in Awaken Mode. However, there's a bit of a catch, because in the Awaken Mode, or it's Awaken Mode or the Monster Mash, you will be able to get, there's like a 25% commander boost. So it's a great way to train your commanders. We have a problem here, because the Awaken Mode is based on World War II's system. So this Pharoah is in the independent line in Cold War mode. There is no independent line. So when your tank will be in the Awaken mode, but your commander won't be. And if you were to transfer your commander to the Awaken mode in this tank, you'll find that it's now a mercenary tank. A completely different nationality, and to transfer it over, it will cost 90 gold. So you're gonna have to, if you got any World War II mercenaries, you'll be able to use them. But if you're like me in a Cold War main, they're just, you're training a commander that you're not gonna use. Maybe. Something to think about. It'd be really nice if we didn't have to deal with that. But again, sometimes wargaming, they put half a thought into most things, you know? So that is kind of frustrating, especially as a lot of some of the tanks we have in Cold Mode should technically be mercenary tanks, like the Bandit or the Rock Crawler, but they're in the independent line because I guess, I hate to say this, Wargaming was too lazy to just, you know, transfer over or copy and paste the assets for mercenary logo and emblem stuff into Cold War mode, so they're independent line, but not mercenary. It's one of those things like, oh, Wargaming, you decided, it's like, no, we're done for today, and we're not going to keep this going. We're not going to work on it tomorrow. We're done. It's like, yeah, that is frustrating. This is one of those things that also, like, oh, kind of accidentally points out some of the minor flaws in this game. So, but it is a great tank, and you can, because of its speed and mobility and armor, you can totally overlook the lack of gun depression. So, and if you don't know what I mean, and if you slept on the TR 580 and the TR 85 and you don't, you know, those are very close. They're in the Romanian tanks. They're very close to this. They definitely have the similar mobility, especially when it's fully upgraded. Granted, they only have 100mm boom snouts, so you've got really fast reload, but you don't quite have the penetration alpha, but you get a good taste. They're also really good medium tanks, in my opinion. Some of my favorites as well. So, again, this is an easy get it. Alright, you don't have to spend any gold, especially with this year's tanks. They're really expensive, so absolutely great tank. You don't need specs on this one. Just get it. If you play Cold War, it's a must-have. So, With that said, I hope you keep your tracks on the ground, RNG's in your favor, and unpleasant dreams.